Hello, welcome to my WIP and Chat. WIP meaning work in progress. You could work alongside me or listen to me while you do whatever it is you want to do and treat it like a podcast. I will be talking about my life updates, how it's going, what's new, what's not new, what I've been up to, and all that fun stuff, yada, yada, yada. My name is Marissa and I make a variety of diamond art content and just like to talk. So what I am using today is a Diamond Art Club pen. I am using the Randas Crafty Corner Pineapple Upside Down Scented Putty, Dreamer Designs, these are tweezers, Yellow Dog Designs tray, Crashly's. These are release papers. The canvas is Turning of the Seasons by Denise Dundon, and it's a Diamond Art Club canvas. So let's kind of just jump in. I'm gonna remember to do the auto focus. Look at that. I got my little trash cup that I always use. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. What have you been up to this week? Anything new? I really would like to know. I have been doing okay. I'm still on my job hunt. I went to my favorite grocery store this morning to see if they were hiring because yesterday I had asked him, hey, are you guys hiring? And he said, well, we did just offer someone a job and go through the interview process. And if they don't take it, I will let you know in the morning, come back, and if they didn't take it, you have the job, pretty much. Well, I got there this morning, and unfortunately, they took the job. Not unfortunately. Congratulations to them for getting a job. You landed it, and I'm proud of you. But still, I was hoping, because I love this grocery store. I know most people would be like, you work in a grocery store. No, I love grocery stores. They are my place. They are some of my favorite people, and I know all of them by name. Like, I go there almost every day, so I like to sometimes just buy a bunch of meat and then plan my meals accordingly and then go get fresh veggies as I decide on what to make, and that seems to be working best for me. So I see these people a lot. They've seen me at my best, they've seen me at my worst, and I know all of them by the name. I even know, like, some of their hours. I know what the codes mean. Like, I just love my grocery store so much. So it was kind of nice for them to be like, oh no, we know you. We wouldn't really have to do a whole interview thing. But they did tell me to do an online application for their specific store, and when a thing opens up that they'll call me, which is so cool. But at the same time, I kind of need a job now, and I have been reaching out to previous employers and places that I worked, and they said that if anyone calls in, I can cover them, but I think I'm gonna need something a little bit more consistent for that. I've been thinking of doing something like maybe DoorDash. I don't know if I feel safe enough to do like Lyft or something like that. So I don't know. I might do like food delivery too, which is an option, but do I really want to drive around all the time? No. I don't know if I feel comfortable going to a bunch of people's houses that I don't know too. I did used to deliver for my old job when I was managing a restaurant, but it was only to regulars and stuff like that. Like, I was still pretty cautious then. Decent money though. I don't know. I do kind of miss the restaurant field as well. I love working in that industry. I love food. I love the service industry and all of that. So I don't know. We'll see what comes along. I was hoping I would have quicker results than this, but that's not the case. But it's also summertime, which is our slow season, so it's most likely people won't start hiring until school, college, snowbirds are back, and all of that is back in full force. So I don't know. I guess I'll just have to wait and see. I guess I can start putting together my resume and start like actively applying to new places to see what I can kind of do from there. I'm kind of taking it in steps for what I can do. I'm really would like to work somewhere I previously knew because I hate training. I hate being the new guy. It gives me anxiety, and I don't know. Who likes being the new guy? Not I, that's for sure. I tend to stay with places for a long time. My first job, I started at 14 and I didn't quit until 27. So if that says anything, I worked from the bar that me and my mom both worked at from 19, and I still do shifts every once in a while for them. I would like to do a little bit more permanent basis, so 19 to 32. Same thing with a few of the other places. Even when I was working at one place, I would pick up emergency shifts at the other places, so I never truly fully quit until I went full-time stay-at-home mom. So I've always had that door kind of open, but if I have to, I will apply at new places and say, fuck my anxiety, because it's a hassle. Anxiety is a hassle. I am a people person. It's just exhausting getting to know new people, I guess. And it's just nerve-wracking and does not do well with my anxiety. But once I'm established somewhere, we're good to go. So, I don't know. I'm a little nervous about that. But you know what? It is what it is, and I have to do what I have to do, right? Right. What is your least favorite thing about finding a new job? Do you like finding a new job, or do you hate finding new jobs? Or do you like, what is your favorite part of the process, and what's your least favorite part of the process, I guess? Ooh, I also, before I forget, want to announce that August 31st, I will be doing a live, and it will be a challenge with House of Miscellanea, Miss Naomi, and I am so excited. If I get a job and have to work before then, we will let you know. But as of right now, I am still on the hunt, and yeah. Also looking at getting a new job, it's like, can I really do something different? I've only ever been in the restaurant industry. I don't know anything else. So it was kind of nerve-wracking that there's a chance I might have worked at a grocery store. It's still so different. Can I do something like that? I'm going to have to say yes. I don't know what I would put on a resume for something like that. So I was just very upfront with the manager at my favorite grocery store, and he was like, I'm not worried about it. I've been consistently going into this place since this grocery store opened. It used to be something else, another grocery store, and then it switched to this one. So, and then this person has been there the whole time for that. So, I don't know, I have a good rapport there. So I guess I could learn something new, and they gave me all the confidence they had for me. So it felt pretty good to hear, change is okay. You could learn a new job, new skill sets. You're not old, you're not dumb. It's a grocery store. It's not like I'm trying to learn how to teach calculus to a bunch of college people that are specialized in scientific hoo-ha, I was just panicking for no reason. He was like, you could do it. I promise you. You have people skills, you have managerial skills, you have, all of the assets you would need. You're good. So it was kind of cool hearing that from someone else, being like, look, you're fine. You're going to be just fine. And then it got me thinking about the pros and cons. The pros to working a grocery store or something like that would be significant. It would be guaranteed steady amount of money. I would know when I get paid, how much I get paid, and when. It would be consistent. You get an hourly wage and you get paid for your time you work. Now, I'm not saying you don't with waitressing, but it's a lot more, or in bartending, it's a lot more heavily based on, what is it called? Tips. So your hourly wage is consistently changing. You could have a really good day one day and make $30 to $40 an hour. And then other days you could be making less than minimum wage. So it just kind of depends on the day, the week, the time of year, you know, is there any sports going on based on like the establishment you work? The schedules are always wishy-washy. I have never had a consistent type of schedule working in the restaurant. And I guess if you work at the grocery store, from what my dude was telling me, was that it's pretty consistent. Like, your schedule is your schedule. Yes, you can make some changes. Like, that's always going to happen anywhere you work. But you know your schedule, and this is what you were hired for these types of hours, you know? So that's pretty nice. It'd be pretty cool to just have a consistency like that. And I never really thought of it like that. So yeah, I mean, it also makes sense of why my husband, like when we first got together, I had 3 jobs. Like, it was slim pickings from the times that we could see each other. And then he worked on the mines out of town. Like, he worked for a company that worked for a bunch of different mines. So we never knew what state he would be in, how long he would be gone. And it was just kind of difficult to navigate that. So most of our relationship was always over the phone and during times that I wasn't working. So I guess it would be really cool to have like a set schedule like that. Like, you were working these days, these hours, you get paid on these dates of the month, and it is what it is. So I don't know, I kind of like that pro. I'd never really thought about that before. So that was pretty cool. But the cons would be the hours would have, really any hours. I'd have to figure out childcare, which I've never really had to do, but unless I got like the night job, which really worked well with the waitressing and the bartending, because my husband would be home at night with the kids, and then I would be the one picking them up, dropping them off at school, doing homework and stuff like that, and then going to work at night. So we didn't ever have to worry about childcare before. So I don't know. So there's just some pros and cons and some certain things to think about. So I have been documenting my like late night thoughts and was thinking of starting a series called Late Night Thoughts. Well, I think I'm just going to do it because I can do it like while kitting up, or if I want to like kit up a project or try something new, like a different style for kitting up and whatnot, or do any tips and tricks, or just try different ways of doing it. I would need a subject to talk about. And I, like, since I've been documenting my random late night thoughts, is because that's when my brain gets tired, but I have a hard time falling asleep, and I get overstimulated easily, or just get random ideas and thoughts and wonder weird things. So I was kind of just looking through some of those random thoughts and stuff, and was like, I guess these are topics that I can talk about in this the name of the series could be Late Night Thoughts, or Marissa Rambles, or something like that. Just like pure randomness that goes through my head. Like, I just randomly will start doing math about weird things to figure them out for no reason, even if it makes no sense or doesn't help anything. Like, how many grapes each kid could have for a snack, and how long it would take them to eat based on how much time they have for that particular time for recess or whatever. And I don't know, it makes 0 sense, but it's one of my notes, random math, and I do it all the time about anything. I'm like, oh, I wonder. So I don't know. Random thoughts, rambly life, rambly thoughts. I don't know. Something like that would be fun. And I don't like to just kit down, because then I end up being quiet the whole time and having to search for a bunch of music. Now, don't get me wrong. I love going through the royalty-free music and finding new artists and different styles of music for my videos. But it can get a little exhausting when you're trying to stick to one specific theme for one specific video and 5 songs, and you're like, okay, why am I doing this? Like, I could be talking, and it could be just through sped up little parts of it. It doesn't have to be the whole damn video. So I was thinking, just for like subject to talk about, just random late night thoughts. What do you guys think? Is that something you'd be interested in? I mean, I guess we're going to find out, because I am going to do that today. I have a kit up and a kit down that I want to do. The kit down is going to be a review, but the kit up, I was thinking, could be the first of my random rambly thoughts. It's going to be about the structure and what I think would go into recording a ghost adventure thing. I don't know, just the structure and the planning and just some of the things I do like and don't like and what I can tell and glean from it, just from like a production standpoint and my unknowing of non-professional opinions and thoughts on it and what I think would go into it, because I think there's so much planning and things that we don't see. I don't know. I just thought that would be fun and interesting. I guess I can give you an update on Charlie. He is doing so good. He absolutely loves the pet stores, and I take him every morning to drop the kids off to school. And every day he goes with to pick them up too. So it's getting to the point like where he knows the time of day and like what we're going to do and when we're going to do it. So he knows that if we dropped off the kids and I kind of get ready for the day and wait for, because at 9 o'clock is when our pet stores open. So he'll wait around until like then and then keep an eye on and kind of pace near where his leash is or where his dog treats are. And he'll be like, okay, are we doing it today? When we're not doing that, he starts like circling me and bringing me toys like, okay, well, if we're not going to go to a grocery store to do a training session because it's still too hot to go for walks, are we going to spray the yard down and play ball? So he'll just start like bringing me all kinds of balls, and it's just nice seeing him transition into this new routine and schedule. He was a little neurotic for the first like week and a half of school starting because he was like, what's happening? I think he felt unsure with what was going on or what was happening. So he's definitely got some sort of a routine down now. Like he knows like when he's going to get up and go in the morning. He knows when we're going to do training or play in the backyard. He knows new breakfast time and new dinner time and keeps me on schedule. I also have done like a full day of just diamond painting one day because I just needed a break from social media. My kids were doing things that they needed to do. Like they were annoyed with me and had their own plans and whatnot. So they were like, no, we're good. So I had a whole day practically to myself. And like the kids were playing with my mom and stuff too. So it was like, well, I'm unneeded. So I diamond painted the whole day, and Charlie, kept me on track with reminding me to get up and play. Like he knows the routine because I don't like to sit for hours upon hours because then it'll hurt my shoulders, it'll hurt my back, and I get sore, and I like to move around, and he knows. Like he knows. Like if I'm sitting down for an hour, we're going to get up and play and do either a training session or throw the ball or, you know, run around in the backyard and play after I spray it down for 15 minutes. And it is so fun. I feel like me and Charlie just keep getting closer and closer. Like I've had good dogs in the past, but I've never had this. Like me and him are on some sort of level. Like we've had family dogs. I grew up with family dogs. Like I've had dogs of my own. I've trained dogs. But like this is the first time. Like he is that dog. Like he is, I think once in a lifetime or so you get that dog. And my husband was explaining it, and that's what our old Doberman was for him. He was like, that was my dog. Like that was his freaking everything, his baby. Which makes sense because Moose was always about that dad. You know, he was that guy. They would play together. Like, Moose would want to play with me, but it wasn't as intense as with my husband. But now I have that with Charlie, and I get it now. I friggin' understand. Like, he has my type. Like, he takes after me. Like, I've heard that saying before, like, your pet kind of reflects you, and he 100% does. Like I didn't fully understand that until recently, and yeah, so he is my big baby, and I friggin' love it. Like he gets me and knows what I need, and I didn't even have to train him. He just kind of naturally takes it on, which is amazing. I have not been doing much archery though, which kind of sucks. Like I did so good for a couple weeks there, shooting 2 times a day. And then we got a few storms, and it was just too windy, too cloudy, too rainy to shoot, which threw me completely off schedule. And then going to go talk to a few of my old bosses to see if they're hiring and just kind of throw my face out there and be like, hey, remember me? Do you miss me? Because I miss you, you know. Doing that has kind of taken my time away from shooting. But the times that we have done it, it's been more focused on the kids because they go in and out to where they're super into it to, all right, well, we'll do it because we want to do it as like a family. So they've been super into it. And when they're super into it, I like it to be about them. Like they get a majority of the time and then I kind of shoot in the background like after them. And by then, the sun's pretty much going down, the visibility is crap, and I only get like one decent round in, and so that's been what's been going on with that. I don't know if I'm going to be hunting, and I was so excited to do it, but my confidence is down because I haven't been able to shoot so consistently recently. So I don't want to take the chance of wounding an animal. Like my goal is to have dinner. Like I don't want an animal to suffer. So that makes me a little nervous. And on top of that, if I get a job, am I going to have the time and be like, oh, hey, I can start, but next week, you know, the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing this. Like that's not a position, like that'll be the fastest way for them to be like, okay, have fun. Sayonara. We don't need you, you know? So I just want to have that open availability, you know? So, I don't know. And then, like, childcare. Who's going to watch the kids? Like, we thought we had something in place, but my mom's schedule changed, and then my father-in-law's schedules change and whatnot. So, looks like that's put on hold for now, but we shall see. I mean, it might not. It's not stormy today, so my plan is to shoot a couple times today. Maybe when my husband gets home, we can shoot before the kids, and then they can shoot as they see fit, is my goal. We have Bucky back up, which is my buck that we shoot at. We were shooting at a newer target that we had just gotten because our buck is almost shot out. Shot out meaning that it's been shot at too many times, and we could only repair it so many times. So we did put Bucky back up because it is so close to me hunting, and I just feel more comfortable shooting at the buck, especially if that's what my real target's going to be. So I love having him up. I want to get a new buck eventually. We will someday. But for now, I'm fine with just putting him up when we need him. I think I really like this line color blocking. Like line blocking. I think I'm a fan of it. I'm liking the way it's looking. I wasn't sure how I felt about it at first, but I'm slowly but surely falling in love with it. My lines aren't very straight. Like I'm what I call a lazy placer. I'm definitely not a perfectionist. I know other people out there are just immaculate at it. I just enjoy the process more, and I'm not that picky. It'll eventually straighten out, and standing many feet away, you can't tell anyways. And plus, I think this one's just going to be showcased in my portfolio anyways. Like I'm going to cut the edges and just put it in there. So I don't think I need it to be super perfect, and it's probably one of the more enjoyable pieces that I have done. Abstract music art was definitely one of my favorites, and this one's a lot like that one. As in, it has good confetti, but it also has good color blocking, and it's introduced me to this line blocking too. Like, I am just enjoying this immensely. And I'm so excited with how my What's Up Shop series is going. I'm having way more fun than I expected. In my head, I thought, oh, I'm going to put this out there and everybody's going to email me. No. That is not the case. So I am reaching out to companies too, but I also am having a blast picking and choosing and looking at different companies that I've never tried, or adding in companies that I have tried, and just seeing what's going on and who's doing what and what is where. Like, I'm just having a blast. So if there's any unique shops out there that you want me to add in my What's Up shop, let me know in the comments and I will definitely look into it. I'm having so much fun. So me and the family are also trying to navigate like these new routines. It's kind of difficult, like going for like a free for all. Now, before summer ended, I did try to introduce like earlier bedtime routines, reading every night again. Before it was kind of like, all right, we'll watch a documentary or we'll read, and kind of just fall asleep doing that, or more movie nights or game nights and stuff like that. But now I want more like during the week of, this is time, like an hour and a half to 2 hours before bed, like we're gonna start winding down, you know, bath, like dinner time, be before that, bath time, watch something educational together, have a conversation about it, have my daughter read to me, and then have me read to both of them before bed. And that has been going so good. And our wake up times have been doing good. I think this is the smoothest transition to having, like, going from summer vacation to school time. Like, this is the smoothest transition we've done yet. Like, I am learning. It's taken many years, but I am learning. And I feel so good about it. Like, this parenting thing, like, I could do it. Every once in a while, I'm like freak out. I'm like, oh my God, am I messing up my whole family? Like, you know, we stay up too late, or just like little things that you know aren't going to really make a difference, but you sit there and overthink at night. So I'm just like patting myself on the back. Like, it gets easier. Every year gets a little easier. You kind of know more of what to look for. My kids are older and understanding more. Like, they can prep and understand, oh, this is why we're doing it. It's not like wait, what, school? What do you mean we have to do this? What is homework? Like they get it. I get it. We all get it. And it has been friggin' amazing. And I love their teachers this year. Not that I didn't love their teachers before, but I feel like now that I have a relationship with the teachers more, and I've been there for so many years, and everybody knows what my kids need and whatnot, that this year is just the year, you know, where we're all on the same page. We all know what the expectations are. We all know what the kids' needs are. And it's just, we're working together. And we have been early every day. Like, oh my God, those first few years with the kids going to 2 different schools, like preschool versus regular school, and then both starting 5 minutes apart and trying to figure out who to drop off first and who to not. It was just chaos, I felt like, all of the time. But now we got this. So between the dog figuring out the new schedule, the kids figuring out the new schedules and whatnot, like, I hope getting a job doesn't throw a wrench into all of it, because we've got it down now and I love it. Do you have a hard time with like routines and stuff like that? Is that something you have to adjust to, or is it like it just is what it is and you go with the flow? Because I used to think I can go with the flow, and I just simply cannot. Like, I'm not that cool anymore. I used to be, but I'm not. I am tired. I've been up since 5:30 in the morning. Speaking of routines and waking up early, I feel like there needs to be more time in the day. Like, the things I love doing are so time consuming, and I'm not complaining. Like, I appreciate that, because I used to have too much time on my hands before I got into any crafting or hobby or whatnot. I used to just feel so lost. And now I'm like, I don't have enough time in the day to do the things I love. Like, before I started trying things, figuring out what my passions are, what I enjoy doing, and whatnot. Like, it was a whole thing like that I had to explore. Like, I've never had time before to find a craft or a hobby that I loved that I would spend time doing. I had to try many different things. And the things that I've landed on are just, I don't have enough time. YouTube, like, I put part-time to full-time hours in it sometimes, you know, and it's just super time consuming. Diamond painting. takes so much time. Like, it is a time-consuming hobby, and I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I love it. Writing a book and like writing and learning about story structure and writing, 100,000 word novels, and I have another one that's like halfway written with like 60,000 words already that I think I'm gonna completely rewrite. And then I have another book that I've done. I haven't even edited anything yet. Like, I'm starting a new project writing on that. Like, that is super time consuming as well. It's like, all right, Earth, get your stuff together. Give me more time because I want to do it all. And that's not even including like regular life that takes time too, like chores, cleaning, grocery shopping, just in general, life stuff. Like, life is time consuming too. So it's just interesting because I've been in like a reflection era. Like, I think in the last video I was talking, like, I feel and see change coming. Like, this is the time of year that I feel and see it the most. And I tend to reflect a lot and just think about, what do I want to do this year? What do I want to do next year? What have I already accomplished? What do I want to accomplish? And like that type of stuff. And yeah, it's just been so reflecting. And I have decided I have things that I love doing now, where therefore I didn't before. And it's taken years for me to get to this point, and I just want more time. And I've also come to acknowledge and accept I have time blindness. Like, I could spend hours binging or doing the same thing and not even acknowledge time. Like, it's not even a factor. So I have to live by alarms and taking breaks, which is where Charlie comes in because he forces me to take breaks. But I didn't know time blindness was a thing until my therapist was like, so can you feel when it's been about an hour? And I couldn't tell you. Sometimes a minute feels like a minute. Sometimes a minute feels like an hour. But if I'm hyper-focused or focusing on something else, or even like with working, it always felt like it went by super fast. And it's because I don't acknowledge time. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I don't. I go by urges, feels, my brain processing and whatnot. But time is such an elusive, fickle creature to me sometimes. And I think that's why I love this hobby, is because it's so tedious, but also time consuming. Like, it just lets me get lost without me obsessing over time. Because I go either back and forth. Either I don't acknowledge it at all, or I sit there and I obsess over every minute and I plan every little thing and add stress to myself and just make my schedule so built up and make it so unrealistic because I feel like I need to be super person and I'm not. So this kind of helps me process that and put my stuff in realistic patterns and what I realistically can do, what I do need to cut back on, what I don't. And yeah, I don't know the point of the conversation that I'm having right now, but it's something that I've just been reflecting on and thinking. And it's like, where do I need to put my time forth? Like, what routines do I need to establish? What do I need to take in? What do I need to take off? And what can I actually spend my time on doing this year or this few months or whatnot, instead of trying to overschedule, especially since changes are coming and I feel them. And then it gives me anxiety, so I try to overcompensate by doing everything else as well, which just makes me want to burn out. And my goal is to not do that this year. Will it actually happen? Probably not. Do I burn myself out every year trying to be superwoman, super person? Yes. Am I actively trying to avoid that this year? Yes. Did I try to avoid that last year? Yes. Did it work? No. But I think I'm off to a better start this year. Like, I had a game plan. We're all a little bit older and wiser. And it's proven that we are adjusting better this year than we have any other year. So I have high hopes. What are your goals? Do you guys like to reflect on this time of year, or are you strictly like a New Year's person? Like the New Year's is when you start to reevaluate life, look at different things, make plans for the year and whatnot. Or are you like me and you go by the school year? It might change as I get older, but right now it's just so easy for this to align with the school year because my kids are school aged. So they're going through these changes as well, and it's just something that's naturally going to occur this time of year no matter what. I don't know. So just stuff to think about. I feel like I'm just rambling. So I have been on a Buffy the Vampire Slayer kick. So it all started with Naomi, House of Miscellanea, because she does trivia on Tuesdays, which are some of my favorite lives that she does. And she's doing a trivia for Buffy, and I've never really watched, it was on when I was a kid, but actively watch and remember what's going on. I don't remember that. And I was also pretty young when it came out. So I have been binging it, and I am on season 3. So that means I've taken a break from Black Sails and have just been binging it. And I think I like it. At first I was kind of like, this is so cheesy. I don't know. I'm watching it for the fun, and I want to be part of the trivia and possibly get some answers right. But now that I'm on season 3, episode 4 or something like that, I think I'm in love. Definitely their budget costs have gone up, and the storylines are a little bit more nuanced. The acting has gotten better, and I've gotten attached to some of the characters. I find it to be a little less predictable. I don't know. I'm just enjoying it so much. Do you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer? I've also heard that Angel is a little bit better, so I might do that. I do need to get back into binging the Black Sails because I do want to finish that series, so I might go back to that after I'm done with Buffy. But I'm also I don't know. We'll see. We shall see how it goes. I feel like I'm finally getting better at this whip and chat stuff. Normally I barely get anything done because I'm focused on staying on track with my thoughts and talking. But now I think I'm actually getting, you can see me making full progress on this and talking at the same time, right? I don't think I've ever finished a square doing a whip and chat. Or when other people make whip and chats, are they getting lost and then picking up after they've diamond painted for a while? Probably. I might try that. Just so you can get that satisfaction. Satisfaction. It's satisfaction. That's one of those words. Do you ever have those words where you say it over and over again? It just sounds weirder and more wrong every time you say it. That's the word for me. Satisfaction. Satisfaction. I'm going to stop saying it now. I've said it one too many times, and now I am repeating it over and over again. I've kind of stopped using the light pad that I got. Do you guys like when you watch whip and chats with the light pad underneath? Because I feel like I'm kind of having a hard time seeing it today. And normally I don't have this issue. Oh, I finished that Bridgerton book, the first one. And by the end of it, I was kind of losing interest. So I went back to Danica Dark, and I am I'm reading the last few books of the Hybrid series, because I've kind of gone back and forth between a few of her series recently. So I think I want to binge the rest of this. I'm on book 12, so it won't take long. And then kind of see if she has other series that are on the Audible Plus, because I kind of like not having to spend credits. One, because I'm broke. And two, I always forget to take advantage of the free stuff that's there. So I'm trying to make it a point to take advantage of those more often, because I guarantee you there's probably a ton of books on there that I would love, and I just don't. I go through phases to where I'll take advantage of it for a little bit and then find something that I want to pay for and then binge that author and spend a bunch of money that I don't want to spend. So goal is to just stick to my no buy, which I've been super good on. I don't think I've bought anything since June, I want to say. I went through when I first started diamond painting, since I got my first one, which was March 20th when I first started. I was buying something like every single week. And then now I'm kind of like, no, bye, I'm done. Like, I need to work on the stuff that I got, and I want to save money and not spend unnecessarily. But this also got me thinking about that marketing video that I kind of pitched a little bit ago, and I've been doing research on the FOMO marketing, and yeah, I'm not really stuck in that. I was not. For a few months there, I was wrapped up in that FOMO, fear of missing out. I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. Then realistically, if I were to keep doing that, I would never get to all of the canvases that I would want. So now I'm being a little bit more picky and choosy, but I'm also researching the psychological effects of FOMO. And it's not just in marketing, it's literally in everything. And it's so interesting. I think I'm going to do a whole video on it because it's just so nuanced and so many layers to it. I can just do a whole video on it. So interesting and intriguing. So that'll be coming your way. I am taking my time doing the research because there's just so, I don't know exactly how I want to format it or whatnot. I'm just in the research gathering stage right now, but keep an eye out for that. It will be coming out eventually. Another show that I'm still watching would be Ghost Adventures. That's a given. We don't even call them Ghost Adventures in my house anymore. We just say ghosties. And we all know exactly what that means. It's too mature for my kids, but even they know. Like when I say ghosty time, it's bedtime for them, and my husband gets it set up for us to watch ghosties when we're done with bedtime. Yeah, I think that's everything. I don't have anything else to talk about. I'm going to end this here. I am going to do my shameless plug for the benefits videos. By the time this is out, my first one should be out. I don't want to just do a whole video for one email, so whenever I get 3 or more emails, I will be making a new video. My benefit series is where I tell your story on why having a hobby like this is beneficial to you. There are so many ways for it to be beneficial. Hand-eye coordination, physical therapy, dexterity. It can help with anxiety, dyslexia, and even bring a community to you if you're lonely and whatnot. So I just want to be able to share why having a hobby like this is beneficial. It's not just diamond painting. It's not just hobbies, like it can go anything from any hobby that's craft-like or crafty. So I just want to share the word. I love learning what other people have benefited from, and I just think it's super important. So my email is down below at diamondsandthoughts@gmail.com, and thank you for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.